Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Sammy Plans. In today's video, I am sharing my little planner haul from MäksēLife from their 2026 planner release. It happened around October 16th, and I just received my planner and fun things in the mail, and I thought I would show them to you and just chat a little bit about MäksēLife planners, how things are going to be changing up for me in the next year. And so let's just go ahead and get into it. I do want to note, this is like my smallest planner launch purchase ever. I literally bought the planner and that was it. These other little things were like free gifts with purchase. And so I don't know. I just felt like I have everything that I needed. They didn't really release any new accessories or anything like that. And I'm good with what I got. So here we are. So let's just jump right on into it and talk about the little freebies. So this first one is a little planner charm. It is the elephant, which is one of the MäksēLife mascots and symbols. I believe her name is Ellie. But super cute. You can put it on your planner. Oh yes, it has a little thing right here. Let's open her up. Maybe please hold. Perfect. We won't open it all the way. But this little thingy on the back says, the elephant symbolizes wisdom, support, and care in our community, teaching us to remember, protect, and uplift one another in our journey. We are always better together. That's so cute. But yeah, so that is what our little elephant is. And I actually really do love that. That is a sweet little sentiment. Sorry, I need to fix my camera a little bit. There we go. The next thing we're going to talk about in a minute is this dot grid notebook. I had no idea that they were not handing these out, but giving these out with launch purchases. But I've always really liked this dot grid notebook, and I've wanted one for a while, so I'm super glad I got this one. And I am glad it's dot grid. I am actually planning on just sticking this in the back of my planner, and it's going to be just like a little brain dump notebook. I'll probably use it every month/week to hash out goals and things like that. But yeah, it's just going to be my little brain dump notebook, and I love that. And I just love this design too. Hey MäksēLife, if you're listening and you need a new cover idea for 2027, something like this would be super cute. I like the color, but I also like how it's a little more like streamlined with like the pinstripe. So that's just my opinion. Wouldn't you guys think that'd be a super cute planner cover? I think it would. I mean, it's all over anyways, so that would be cute. And since they're reversible, you could literally just use this cover. This could be the inside, and it's reversible, so if you're more like streamlined, professional, you can have the gray. If you're more, I am professional, but I like to have a little color in my life and fun, you could have this side out. MäksēLife, there you go. One of your cover ideas for next year. Do this. Or something like this. But that'd be cool to have like a neutral cover on one side and have be really colorful on the other side. I like that idea. Anyways, back to this. And then they've been doing this for like the past 2 or 3 years, but you get a reflection notebook with your planner to reflect on the past year. So this one is to reflect on 2025. I like this. I know this is one of their covers for this year. But yeah, just kind of go through this. I don't have an old one on hand to compare like how similar they are, if they made any changes. I don't think they have, but you do a little compass assessment here for yourself reflections. I do remember though last year they like had the headers like cut off, and I don't know about other people, but I did not like that. So I'm glad that we have the whole word on the page this year. But yeah, I feel like this is pretty much the same, just reflecting like 3 words to describe 2025, how you felt in 2025, how you want to feel in 2026, what you're excited about, your focus, saying no, saying yes, personal needs, your values, wins, highlights, challenges, lessons, growth, gratitude, what's working and what's not working, impact and adjustments, a letter to me. I personally always like this page because I'm just like that, and I like writing to myself. I just like writing in general, and I feel like it's very therapeutic and helpful to write to yourself. So I don't know, have fun with it. That's what they say. And so if you do want to do it, do it. If you don't. And then blank pages to brain dump more reflections and notes for 2026. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And so I'll definitely be doing this in the upcoming weeks, which will be fun. But love this. This is actually a really good practice. I always like doing mine on Sundays. I don't know, Sunday's just a good day for me to sit down and really like reflect about things. And I just do it like a couple pages at a time. And so you probably could bust out it all if you wanted to in one go, but I like to just sit with it for a couple weeks and like do half of the book and then the other half the next week, just to kind of think about things. But anyway, let's go ahead now and jump into the main event, the planner. One major change they did this year is they got rid of their planner boxes. And I don't know about you, but my husband was ecstatic when he found out it just came in a shipping box and it was not a planner that was inside a box, which was inside a box. He loathes planner boxes because there's so many. And they're just like a more like hard cardboard. It's kind of one of those things where, like, at least in my opinion, I'm like, oh, I could keep this and like use it for like storage. And he's like, throw it all away. So he thought it was really great that this planner did not come inside a box. But instead this year they did drawstring bags, which I think is super cute. I really like this. I don't know what I'm going to use this drawstring bag for after the fact, but I think it is really cute and like a fun change. But we have it say MäksēLife goal setting planning system, and then on this side it says small steps, big shifts, live differently. This is super cute. I wouldn't mind this on like a bookmark or something. But anyways, super fun, cute. You have the navy blue and then the more lighter, I don't want to say it's a Carolina blue because it's a little dark, but it's like a dusty light blue. And I open her up, and I've already unpackaged my planner and flipped through it just to see it and everything. So it does come like wrapped for protection. But here she is, you guys. I got Flourish, and this was like a last minute change because let me get my planner from this year. Sorry, it was under a bunch of stuff. Here's my planner for 2025. When I saw this cover, I immediately thought this is like the exact same cover. I know the artwork is different. Like this one, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, raised a little bit. Like you can feel some of the lines, where this one is more just like smooth all the way across. This is obviously more like a watercolor muted, and this is more bright. There's no strawberries or blue flowers in this one, where there is in this one. But I really thought, like, when I saw this cover at first, I'm like, that's the exact same cover. Why did they do that? And I initially was going to go with the Becoming cover. I really liked that one. I liked the white and gray neutral floral design, and I liked the moth. And I'm trying to remember what it said on the inside, but I can't remember. Something about like change or becoming who you're meant to be or whatever. I really liked that. That resonated with me. But the more I looked at this cover and the more I read the affirmation about how it's like you're flourishing, like you're stepping into who you're meant to be and you're flourishing, like that just really spoke to me as someone who is almost a year postpartum. I'm 8 months, 4 more months to go. And as someone who has really put herself in a box, if I'm going to be honest, like I'm a mom, I'm a teacher, I'm a wife. I really just identify with those 3 things. And that is me. There's teacher Sammy, there's mom Sammy, there's wife Sammy. And I haven't really gotten to see Sammy in a while because I just am wearing all these different hats. And I want to break out of those boxes. And I do want to flourish and really grow and thrive as who I am. And really understand that those are just like titles or relationships or whatever they may be. And they don't define who I am completely. And so, I don't know, I'm just ready for some really big change. 2026, I've already claimed it. It's my year for me. I am a giver. I'm also a people pleaser. And I have done that for like the past forever, let's be honest. And I'm ready to just be me and not feel like I have to give everything to everyone else, but to really just give more to myself. And so anyways, I am going to dig more into that as I do like my reflections and my goals and stuff. I'm already thinking about that stuff and I haven't even jumped into this book, but I'm really, really excited. I'm also excited to be back with MäksēLife. Pulling back to 2025, I started out really good in this planner. I had my vision board and my goals all set, which I'm going to revisit soon. Had a word of the year. I was ready to go. January was amazing. I'm not going to flip through all of this, but as you can see, like, I really was into it. Like this, I found my rhythm. I loved it so much. Same with February. I was using this thing all the time, every week. And then March hit, and I had my baby. I had him on the 5th. I was induced, and I had little Zach. And I even had this all set up. Like, I was ready to go, but we had him. I haven't even finished filling this out. I had some journal keeping for baby week, and then that was really it. Like, I did set up April because I was trying to think to myself as I was freshly postpartum, how can I feel like myself? And I was like, oh, I'll set up my planner. And I did set up May, but I did not use, and no, I didn't even set up June. But I didn't really use any of the actual pages. I just set up the months, and then I just kind of fell off because I had a baby and a little girl to take care of, and I just had to switch things up. And so I was using a daily planner and all of that. And now I'm like, no, I need to go back to this. This is what gives me purpose. And MäksēLife really has helped me to accomplish things and get through things. And so we're back. And I'm so excited. I also love the bee design on this cover and the heart. I do wish though that there was 2 bees, so there was a bee on this side and on the other side, but it's fine. So the planner does come with a bookmark. This is the 2026 planner, and I went vertical this year, you guys. Told you, big changes. We are changing things up. I've used the horizontal planner, I think, for 3 years now. 2 years. Between 2 and 3 years. And I was ready for a change. I have used vertical in the past, and I love it. And I think it's just going to be fun to play around with it again. And if I don't like it, I'll go back to horizontal, because I do know how to use the horizontal, and I love that. But we are going vertical, and I'm super, super excited. And so I'm pretty sure all of this is the same. Like I said, I have not sat down to compare anything, but if you're new to MäksēLife, this is the life compass. This is how you assess yourself and kind of help set up your goals. I did hear that they reworded some of the assessment. And so I am excited to kind of look through that and see how my scores compared to in the past because of the rewording. I'm already looking at it, and I feel like some of these things have been reworded. And so I'm really excited for a new assessment. That will be good. That will be really good. And then we have our intentions page, which I always love setting that page up too. I also feel like the font is thicker, or maybe it's bigger, or maybe that's just me. I know they changed the color of everything a little bit. They went more with the blue rather than a navy, or a gray, I mean. And so, do love that. Then this just talks about annual goals, monthly goals, weekly action items, how they are different and what to do with them. And then they have their things to consider when you're looking at each area of life and writing goals. This is a brain dump page. And then here is your annual goal pages. And I am so excited. This is going to be so good. Okay, I had to get out my planner because this definitely has changed. And so these are definitely thicker. Obviously that's a sticker, but yeah, that's thicker. But the one thing I wanted to look at was the questions. So I feel like they've reworded everything. So maybe I do need to go through and read everything. But in 2025 and in previous years, the question at the end of each goal section when you're setting up your annual goals was, how will my life improve by reaching these personal goals, or whatever type of goal it was. Now it says, how would my life feel if these personal goals came true? Which is interesting. I like it. It's kind of the same thing. But I don't know. I like the rewording. It's fresh. It's new. Something to look forward to. And then we have our vision board page. which is my favorite. I do wish they didn't have this wording up here. I know they're giving you instructions on how to use the vision board, but I feel like everyone knows how to use a vision board. Like, you just make it work for you. I don't know. Because I like to go all, like, I use the whole page, and so I always have to cover that up, and it's kind of annoying, but it's fine. We're gonna make it work this year. And I did keep the idea garden page, and then January, every month has a quote. This one is every day is a fresh start, just begin. Do they keep the same quotes? They did. So this page is exactly the same, other than they changed the color of the font, which I like the darker font. I think it looks really clean, but I feel like it also feels more powerful. And then we have the months. Did they change the quotes here? Nope, we are keeping all the same quotes. So really the only thing that changes on these pages is where the days fall, which is fine. I really like this though. And then we have our January goal page, which one thing I wish they would change is for the annual goals, all of these are dot grid. I wish they would do dot grid for the monthly goals too. I just like dot grid better, but that's just me. But anyways, moving on. Looks like they kept this the same, which is good. I like that. And I actually, at the beginning of the year, I used these journal prompts and coaching tips and like all of it. I loved using all of it in my planning. And then here is the vertical layout. So it is different than the horizontal. I am not gonna lie, just looking at it, I feel a little intimidated because I'm used to things going this way, but it's fine. I like this though because I can manipulate this however I want to. Where with horizontal, I feel like you do have some limitations. And by that, I just mean, like, if I want to make this an hourly, I can make it an hourly. If I want to just make this a long to-do list for the day, I can make it a to-do list. If I want to get fancy with it and kind of mimic the style of, like, the plum paper vertical priorities, I could do that and just like split it up the way I need to on the page. I could just use it as a traditional vertical planner and kind of like with the boxes and like block stickers and whatnot. And so it really is open for a lot of different ways of being used, which I like that because sometimes I do get bored with doing the same thing over and over again each week. And so I'm really excited for that. Where with my horizontal, it was kind of horizontal and that's what I got. And so, which was fine, like it was working and everything, but I'm just really excited to kind of see how this changes things a little bit. But yeah, and I am excited to jump in and use stickers again. I do have a goal in 2026 to not buy any stickers, and I have had that goal before, and I have failed miserably. But because this year I have not really used any stickers since like March for anything. Like I would use them here and there in my daily planner, but I really haven't used any stickers for a while. I am super excited to just use what I have been saving for really a whole year, and so it's gonna be good. But that is what those pages look like. And then you move on to February, and then after March, because March is the end of quarter one, you do get a quarterly compass to assess quarter one, and then a notes page on the back of that, and then you jump into quarter two, and then it's the same way at the end of June. You get your compass, and then at the end of September, you get a compass. And so, really nice. And then at the end of December, it is the end of the year, and you get a compass. And so, that's how that works. I don't really ever use this compass just because I'm given the one in the reflection notebook for the year, and so I haven't used it, but maybe I'll use it in 2026. We'll see. But then after that, you have a notes page, and then you have extras. And so you have like your 2027 year at a glance, which is wild that that is even a thing. And then you have a few notes pages. They are lined notes pages in the back, and then your little double pocket folder and a sheet of stickers, which is fun. And then here's that little bee I was talking about. But here, this is where I'm going to stick that dot grid notebook and maybe my reflections. I haven't decided yet. But this is it, guys. This is the planner that I'm using for 2026. I'm really excited. I'm really pumped to start setting it up. In the past, I've done videos where like I chunk it out and like bring you along on that journey and set it up. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to have that kind of time this year. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up the whole planner up until January. And then like get all my goals and stuff set up. And then I will do a video where I kind of just talk you through that process, share what I have, and yeah, just call that good. It will be a summarized version of my goal setting series that I typically do. But anyways, I hope you found this video fun or helpful. If you are looking into MäksēLife, I really recommend it. It is my favorite planner brand. I've been using their planners since 2021, which is it's been a long time, like 4 years. And so highly recommend them. They are the best. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any comments. Just leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos here on YouTube, because I am going to be coming back more regularly within the next couple months, and then of course in 2026. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.